There are voices shaping your life. Some are loud, some are subtle. All of them are forming you. Most people believe they are navigating those voices correctly until they encounter pressure, the issue that inflames them, the thought that governs them, the reaction they cannot control. And in that moment, what is inside becomes visible. Welcome to The Voice in the Reckoning. This is not motivational content, it is diagnostic. We examine the voice of self, the voice of the world, the voice of the demonic, and the voice of the Holy Spirit. Because the danger is not hearing a voice, the danger is misidentifying the source. Spiritual warfare is not theatrical, it's cognitive. And what repeatedly governs your mind will eventually govern your life. Discern the voice, submit to the Spirit, govern yourself. This is The Voice in the Reckoning. Episode 10, Speak into My Life, Please. Most people welcome encouragement. Few welcome correction. Yet correction may be one of God's greatest expressions of mercy. Revelation states from the King that I discipline those I love. So it is really an invitation. It should not feel foreign to have somebody speak into your life. We do it all the time. We request it all the time. It is built into our structure from God. It is a desire from the Creator. The only problem is we apply it to all our other relationships, or we apply it to most of our other relationships. And it's not abnormal to do that. We're born into families or structures that teach us to seek advice because we desire to learn. We desire to be thought of well. We seek advice because we desire to learn. This desire was placed into our being at the creation of humanity. And each one of us has inherited it. Every human being. It is why we seek advice, take advice, watch television programs, movies, TV series, talking heads. We are hungry for our life to be spoken into. And then comes the filter. We are hungry for our life to be spoken into from those whom we respect. And we blow off advice from people who we do not respect. But we always seem to be in the mode of this desire, to have someone speak into my life. When you request for God to speak into your life, be prepared. The Holy Spirit rarely begins by affirming your illusions, and we are filled with illusions. The Holy Spirit may affirm those things that you are good at, but affirmation does not come by itself. Evaluation also comes, and as the Holy Spirit begins to expose our illusions, it is not to condemn us, but to free us. Yet we still have a tendency to resist. The illusions of which I speak come from 3 out of the 4 voices in our head. Remember, there are 4 voices: the voice of self, the voice of the world, the voice of the demonic, the voice of the Holy Spirit. The voice of self is always seeking some helpful advice. Much of the advice that the voice of self is willing to receive is from the world. The input is enormous. No matter where we turn, our phone, the television, the computer, it's constantly telling you how you should think or what you should think. It's telling you how to navigate down the road so you will be acceptable by your peers. Then there's the voice of the demonic. Its goal is distraction. It doesn't want you to worship demons. It just wants you to avoid God, to avoid the voice of the Holy Spirit. But the voice of the Holy Spirit attempts to set you free by exposing the illusions, being strengthening by the voice of self as you follow the voice of the world. Our goal is to get the voice of self to follow the guidance of the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit's desire is to restore, to strengthen, to build up. So let's talk a little bit about recognition. Correction is not rejection. Correction is recognition. It is the moment you finally see what was already there. A hard conversation with the Holy Spirit is, show me what I cannot see. If God answers that request, don't defend yourself. Listen. Because reckoning is around the corner. And reckoning is the desired outcome for each of us. Because Romans 8:20 tells us that we are broken but God is working with us so we can overcome that brokenness. We should desire that reckoning. We should desire that reckoning become a normal place for us in this life. You know, reckoning hits when you stop becoming defensive, when you stop quickly explaining away something that is truth, when you examine yourself and recognize patterns that keep returning. Those can be reckoning moments. So remember this: correction is an invitation. Recognition precedes reckoning, and reckoning precedes restoration. Discern the voice, submit to the Spirit, govern yourself. This is the voice in the reckoning. I'm John Diomede. The battle is rarely external first. It begins internally, in thought, in agreement, in reaction, in what you repeatedly allow to govern you. The world will speak, the self will react, distortion will present itself as truth. But the Holy Spirit still brings clarity, not confusion, not condemnation, clarity. And discernment begins when you stop automatically agreeing with every voice in your mind. Examine what is shaping you. Examine what you repeatedly defend. Examine what continues to produce instability, because what governs the mind will eventually govern the life. Discern the voice, submit to the Spirit, govern yourself. This is the voice in the reckoning. I'm John Diomede. For more information, visit our website, voiceandreckoning.com. If you want to contact me, use the email on the website. I am available for seminars, speaking engagements, podcasts, and more.